everyone, welcome back to a brand new vlog and welcome back to my channel. So it is time for more ghost train stories. It's time for more ghost train stories for the Travel Channel and Discovery Channel and the History Channel too, okay? So the first one is called the Saltful Ghost Light. The first one is called the Saltful Ghost Light. So here we go, folks. Saltford, Virginia is a tidewatered area community located on the very edge of Great Dismal Swamp. The town was once an important rail center and is still crisscrossed by railroad tracks. Town folks report a ghost light very much like the Co-Oak ghost light that appears on a bleak stretch of railroad tracks at the fringe of Great Dismal Swamp near Jackson Road. The road is a country lane close to the North Carolina border. People who've seen the light report a glow that suddenly emulates the area and then is gone. Others report a light that bobs up and down as it moves along the track. A light that looks like the glow from an old-fashioned kerosene lantern. The light, which can be quite bright, has been seen moving up and along the tracks for as long as an hour at a time, and it is usually seen in late summer or early fall. Locals have several versions of why the light appears. All say the light is the ghost of a brakeman killed at the spot, but they differ from there. One version says the brakeman who had a very sick child left home in a terrible storm to flag down a train to send for medical help. The engineer didn't see the brakeman in time and ran him down, decapitating him. Others say the brakeman was trying to flag a train to warn its crew of a tree drawn across the tracks by a storm when he was hit and killed. Finally, many people say that, like Joe Baldwin, the brakeman was killed by decapitation in a train wreck. Folks say the brakeman is wandering the tracks through eternity, still looking for his head. So guess what? The Saltful Ghost Light. If you're a ghost hunter, and you like ghost stories, or if you're not a ghost hunter and you don't like ghost stories, or if you're not a ghost hunter and you don't like ghost stories, that's okay. But if you are, and if you think this should be a documentary on History International and the History Channel and Biography Channel and the Travel Channel and Discovery Channel, let me know. Okay, it's not going to be up to me. It's not going to be up to me to put the documentary on the Travel Channel or the History Channel or Discovery Channel. It's going to be up to the TV company, okay? It's going to be up to the TV company, okay? Okay, it's going to be up to them, okay? It's going to be up to them, okay? So now the next story is the Hookerman. Long Valley, New Jersey is located on an abandoned Central Railroad of New Jersey railroad grade. It is the scene of another phantom light said to be the ghost of a dead railroader. The light appears on a level stretch of right of way located between Not Right Road and Seven Bridges Road, a very isolated rural spot. The story goes back to the imitate post Civil War area when the Central Railroad of New Jersey line through Long Valley was new. It was the pioneer area of railroading when operations went on without air brakes, and with the old-fashioned link and pin coupler. According to local folklore, brakemen switching cars on the fly was crushed between two boxcars. The unfortunate brakery lost his arm, lingered on for several weeks, and finally died. After the accident, a mistress light appeared along the CRRNG right of way at frequent intervals. The light started appearing before there were electric lights or car headlights, so they can't explain the phenomenon. A scientific investigation of the light that theorized it was caused by an unexplained interaction between the CRRNJ rails and a bed of quartz underlying the tracks. Nothing was proved, however, and no one could ever come up with a defined explanation for the phantom light. Locals have more colorful explanation of the phantom. They say it is caused by the ghost, that some folks have seen the ghost of the crushed brakeman. The brakery, known locally as the hookerman, appears as one-armed man holding a railroad lantern walking down the tracks at the scene of a long ago accident. Folks say that the light people see is the gleam of his lantern as the hookerman looks for his long lost arm. A slightly different version of the tale, it explains the name hookerman. This version claims that the brakeman got drunk or fell asleep, pitched off his train, and got his hand cut off by a railroad car. His hand was replaced by a hook. Later, after the ex-brakery passed away, his ghost started revisiting the area looking for his hand. As the phantom searches in the dark, he holds a lantern in his hook. The tracks through Long Valley were removed about 10 years ago. And like the Mako light and the Mintz ghost light, the hookerman's light apparently vanished with the rails. So according to this story, the hookerman lost his arm when he was switching cars. He lost his arm when he was switching cars and fell between the railroad car, and he comes back to look for his arm and his hand. And he revisits the area looking for his arm, and he holds his lantern with a hook on his hand, and that is how he's known. And that is how he is known as the hookerman of the railroad tracks. So like the Mako light and the Mintz ghost light, as you heard too, it is just like that. The hookerman's light is just like that too. And so is the saltful ghost light, which you heard me, and so is the saltful ghost light is this, and just like the saltful ghost light is what you heard me do earlier too. If you think this episode and this story, if you think this should be an episode and a season and a documentary on the Travel Channel and Discovery Channel and History International and the History Channel, and like I said, if you're a ghost hunter, and if you think that it should, please let me know. If you think the Hookerman and the Saltful Ghost Light should be a documentary and a season and an episode on the History Channel and Discovery Channel and the Travel Channel, just like the other ghost train stories are, let me know, okay? Let me know, all right? So, and like I said, it's not going to be up to me to put it on there. It's not going to be up to me to put it on TV. It's not going to be up to me. It's going to be up to the Travel Channel company and the TV company to put it on there, okay? It's going to be up to them. Okay? It's going to be up to them, okay? It's going to be up to them, okay? It's going to be up to them, all right? It's not up to me, okay? All right? So I am going to read another story to you guys. Let me find it. It's right here. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Right here. Okay. The Phantom Wreck of Roxburgh, West Virginia. The Phantom Wreck of Roxburgh, right here. Okay, here we go, folks. In April of a year in the early 1900s, an eastbound morning Baltimore and Ohio train was going downgrade into a valley near Roxburgh, West Virginia. The train jumped the track and plunged down a 200-foot embankment. It was a terrible wreck. 7 passengers were killed outright as they slept, and many others were injured, some dying later. The cause of the wreck was never determined. A few years after the wreck, 2 brothers were walking home at night and passed the scene of the accident. They heard a train whistle in the distance, and the brothers knew that no train was due, so they stopped to see if it was a wreck train or some other unscheduled movement. When the train came into view, they suddenly were amazed to see that it was an unscheduled passenger train. Suddenly, the train jumped the tracks and fell down to the embankment. The wreck was eerie. The men could see the engine boiler explode and the passenger cars burst into flames, but the crash didn't make a sound. Even so, the men decided to go for help. As they ran away, they looked back at the wreck scene. To their amazement, the burning train had disappeared. They ran over to the track and looked down the embankment. There was nothing there. Did the ghost of the Roxburgh wreck return? So here's a picture. Here's a picture of the two brothers and the train right there, and the train right there, and the train right there. So here's the two picture. Here's the picture of the two brothers and the train tracks, and the train right over there, right over there, right over there, and you could see the moon is out. The moon is out. The moon is out. The moon is out right there. Right there's a half moon. Right there's a half moon. Right there's a half moon. The moon is out. The moon is out. The moon is out. And the two brothers are on the train tracks right there. So anyway, that is the story of the phantom wreck of Roxburgh, West Virginia, and also I really hope, and I know you guys really hope, that one day this episode too, this will be a documentary too on the Travel Channel and Discovery Channel and the History Channel too. And also, like I said, if you did not hear me, I also want it to be on Biography Channel too, but it's not going to be up to me. Again, a second time, it's not going to be up to me to put it on there, okay? It's not going to be up to me to put it on the Travel Channel or Discovery Channel or Biography Channel or the History Channel, okay? It's going to be up to the History Channel. It's going to be up to the History Channel and the Travel Channel and the TV company and all the companies that put it on TV, okay? It's not going to be up to me. It's not going to be up to me, okay? Okay? So anyway, that is the story and the ghost train story. I am going to, let's see, I may read one more story if I want to. I mean, it's so much to do. Yes, I'm going to read another story. So the last story I'm going to read, the last ghost train story I'm going to read, is the Big Thicket Ghost Light. The Big Thicket Ghost Light, okay? Big Thicket Ghost Light. Here we go, folks. Big Thicket is a wild area dense with undergrowth located Texas near the small town of Saratoga. The wilderness is located between the Trinity and Neches rivers. Big Thicket only open spaces are roads, railroad right of ways, and a few clearings. The ghost town of Bragg, a formal trackside community, is located in Big Thicket. During the Civil War, the densely overgrown area was a hideout for draft dodgers, Union sympathizers, and bandits. Confederates conducted war times burnouts in the area to flush about those avoiding services in the Confederate Army. During one such burnout in the village of Kaiser, the house of J. Hawker, Union sympathizer, was burned, and the man, his clothes afire, ran into Big Thicket. He burned to death there, in his flaming body catching some of the cleaning and overgrowth on fire. Local hunters say the man still haunts Big Thicket, appearing as a ball of flame. The Big Thicket ghost warrants I mention here because he developed the habit of following the Santa Fe Railway tracks through Big Thicket. When the railroad built across the area later on, others say that, like many ghost lights along America's railroad, the Big Thicket light is the ghost of a brakeman, Jake Murphy. Murphy, who lived in the now deserted town of Bragg, slipped on a rainy, muddy night and fell under his train. He was decapitated and his body was cut to pieces. His head was never found. Local folks say that the light is Murphy looking for his head. Others say that the light is the ghost of 4 Mexican section hands who were murdered and robbed by their foreman. The bodies were found by a railroad worker who had befriended one of the murdered men. The foreman was tried and found guilty of murder. Apparently, human justice hadn't satisfied the dead section hands, who still wander the tracks looking for their hard-earned stolen pay. Still, another local legend says that the ghost is the spirit of a Bragg hunter who disappeared in the swamps and bogs of Big Thicket. Despite of a 2-day search by volunteers, no trace of the missing hunter was ever found. People claim that he still roams the area trying to find his way back to his family in Bragg. The Santa Fe line through the Big Thicket area was abandoned. Very early on in 1934, after that, the ghost light followed the abandoned railroad right-of-way. The right-of-way is now a sandy lane known as Bragg Road. The main road through Big Thicket was paved in 1952. Since then, more people drive through the area, and the light has been seen frequently. It often appears on dark nights as a ghostly glow moving slowly through the tangled undergrowth. Many who have seen it describe it as a light that appears to come from a kerosene lantern swinging back and forth, and someone carries it to light their way. it it varies it it varies from a dim yellow to a bright white to a deep red. Okay, so big thicket ghost light, big thicket ghost light. This book is this book is fiction or something, maybe. I gotta look it up. If it's fiction, it's gonna be on the Travel Channel and Discovery Channel and the History Channel. It's not gonna be up to me to put it on there. But if it should be a if it should be a documentary one day, I hope it can. And this book is fiction. And stuff like that. And it has wonderful ghost stories and ghost train legends and ghost train stories that should be on the Travel Channel and Discovery Channel, okay? So listen, if you're a ghost hunter, if you're a paranormal researcher and you love ghost stories and ghost train stories and haunted places and haunted hotels and haunted houses and haunted places and haunted stuff, Ghost Train is what you should read. Ghost Train hopefully will be on the Travel Channel and Discovery Channel and the History Channel and Discovery Channel, okay? All right? This is a fiction or a something book, but it's a good book, and I will read some more ghost stories tomorrow. And stuff like that. And I will see you guys later for more ghost train stories and more ghost train legends later on, okay? So give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe, ring the bell. And I will see you guys later for more ghost train stories and more videos later on, okay? Okay, bye everybody. Bye.